Happy New Year, Galaxias fans! We start off with a brand new chapter in 2026, after a 3-week break instead of an entire full-on month this time, but we came close to the 1-month period. However, this chapter ended up being about 10 or so pages overall, and while super short, this was also primarily the battle beginning in full force with round 2 of Neraid versus Antares. And even though this chapter was short, the panel work, the action, choreography, and just the art in general have been on point, and probably shaping up to be even better than the first fight against Antares last year, which I am insanely excited for, because this is a fight we've all definitely been waiting for. And not only that, the author, the mangaka, Hatetsuka of Galaxias, he even stated on Twitter that right now Neraid isn't even ready to beat Antares right now. So, despite this fight seemingly going in a pretty decent way, Neraid might end up losing, or they might have to retreat after rescuing Geo, or after Schmitt rescues Geo, obviously. So, we have a very big fight looking forward to, but we also have other Dragonites in the area. We also have Aletra seemingly heading towards the Scorpio region to see Antares, and so she might end up showing up right before this arc ends, and we'll have to run because of 2 Dragonite Zodiacs coming up. So the tension is there, and we're on a race against the clock against that as well. But before we jump right into this chapter in this relatively shorter video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and hype the video up to boost this video in the algorithm and help more people see Galaxias. This series needs a lot. And next month, February, will be the official English release of Volume 1 of the manga. So, I'm going to start promoting that as well to help get more people into it, and I'm going to buy it myself, because this series is fantastic. It needs all the support it can get. But with that out of the way, let's jump right into Chapter 32 of Galaxias. And we start this chapter off with the title drop of the series, Chapter 32, and a panel each of Antares and Neraid's feet as they are squaring up to fight. And in a double-page spread, we get the title of the chapter, Go Big or Go Extinct, as it shows Neraid lunging towards Antares, as we then see the 2 of them clash, with Neraid blocking her sword with his tail, as the 2 of them stare each other down. And in the next segment, with honestly really good choreography, as stated, Antares begins to parry away Neraid's tail and tries to stab him in the chest. But Neraid managed to not only move out of the way for her to only stab through his jacket, but he grabs her sword and tries to pull her over the edge. He manages to jump off the side and tries to use the sword's hilt to get him a chance to kick her in mid-air. But Antares manages to dodge it right out of the way. And again, the way the perspective is done with this kick is really cool, as she nonchalantly dodges the kick in midair. She then takes her hilt and yanks it back, hitting it against the wall, pulling Neraid in as she tries to punch him. She does manage to backhand him, but even then the 2 keep their grip, Neraid on her sword and Antares on the hilt of her sword, as the 2 of them keep just banging each other around, trying to land a hit. We then get a beautiful page of Neraid jumping to try and get behind Antares, grabbing her sword, while Antares tries to swing at him. And this is just a really cool helix spiral of their tails going around each other. This is really, really cool, a really cool look. I absolutely love it. But despite Neraid grabbing the blade, Antares throws him down as he breaks through a bunch of pipes, as he stands back up on the ground. She then meets him by staring down at him, with the first piece of dialogue of this chapter, with her saying, "I see you're feeling better," staring down at Neraid. And the chapter ends with Neraid wiping his nose of blood and staring up at Antares as the chapter ends. So yeah, short chapter, about 10 pages including the double page spread. Insane action, great choreography, and the artwork is as detailed as ever. Legitimately, this series is insane. And this fight is already shaping up to be better than round 1, back in the previous arc at the beginning of last year. And that was already the best fight in the entire manga of this point, and we're only 32 chapters in. Now, obviously, people are going to probably complain about the, very low page count, but we got a good action sequence out of it as well. Now, for all we know, we haven't had any announcements over Hatetsuka getting any new assistants for the manga, and so they're still in this weird space of being in this digital magazine, so no leaks, obviously, but this also gives their schedule still more breathing room, which is why we've been getting at least one chapter a month. Now, will we get another chapter this month, or will we move on to wait till February for chapter 33? Who knows? We'll probably figure out if someone on the Discord or the Reddit posts on the Japanese site Manga Poke or Monopoke or something like that for the official Japanese release of the manga, which will give us a date for the next chapter for all we know. Either way, Hatetsuka ends up posting, images of the next couple of chapters or the next chapter a little before it releases on their Twitter account. So we'd be getting to know that chapter is coming soon. But unfortunately, the wait does end up killing some of the hype for the series, but it is understandable due to the workload and the insane detail of the arts and the panel work and action sequences as we've seen for this chapter alone, which if he did with no assistance, I can see why he did a low page count and waited a month for it. Now, personally, I wouldn't mind getting this number of pages per chapter if that meant us going back to the bi-weekly format so we get things more consistent, even though the chapters would be significantly smaller. But I do think Hatetsuka just wants to make the series as high quality as possible with no real cut corners to a degree. Page count being sacrificed for good artwork and really cool action, I'm okay with that. But I do hope that he manages to get his assistants, because it's been nearly a year since he's lost his assistants and has been on this very sporadic monthly schedule instead of bi-weekly. So I do hope the series stabilizes going up soon, because this series has lost its momentum a bit since the beginning. But either way, this yap session at the end of the video aside, I love this chapter. I'm looking forward to the rest of the fight. I'm looking forward to see how Schmitt manages to get in and save Geo before encountering Kerner and Yerkes again, and whatever other Dragonites are waiting in the wings. But you guys let me know your thoughts on the chapter and the state of the manga in the comments section down below. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and once more hype the video to boost in the algorithm. It all really helps and shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and shows you want to see more. And with all that said and done, hope you all have an awesome day.